Welcome to this episode of Mainline Connect. I'm Jennifer Lynn Robinson, and my guest today is Ashley Myers, the owner and stylist at Lulabelle Fashion. Thank you so much for being here today.
Oh, thank you so much, Jennifer. This is fantastic.
I'm so excited to have you here. I'm such a fashion girl myself.
I know you are. I respect that a lot.
So yeah, there's so much to talk about, but we like to start the show talking about something that can help our viewers with kind of networking and marketing their own businesses. And you and I were talking a bit before we started the show here today. I know when I started my business, sometimes you get very burned out quickly. Yes. You do things for the business that you think at the time seem like a good idea. Money to spend, organizations to join, things to go to, and then you realize not so much. So I'm curious, you're still a relatively new business,
yes.
and what have you found to be successful for you as far as your networking and marketing efforts, and do you see it as sort of a trial and error kind of situation?
Oh, it is definitely a trial and error. Thank you so much, by the way, for having me. This is so
thanks
fantastic.
for coming. Yeah.
I think that the best thing in the beginning for me was joining a networking group. That has by far been such a successful place for me to just get the word out of who I am and what I'm doing. And plus there was a need for the women there at the networking group.
And what group is that?
That's Busy Mamas.
Right, which I'm also a member of.
Yes,
so yeah, I want to tell people about that great group. So it's essentially a group of women entrepreneurs.
Yes.
A lot of whom were moms, but not everyone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. And it was just such a great place for me to just come in, and everyone was so welcoming. It's very women oriented. Help raise each other and give each other inspiration. So right off the bat, I felt just incredibly lucky because that really was the best starting point for me. And then in the beginning, I did have some trial and errors where I felt like I had failed in purchasing things that I didn't need.
Right.
Just maybe spending too much time networking when I really should just be out there building my client base.
Yeah, it's a hard, so we were talking about this, it's a hard balance because there's so much you want to do, and you're kind of, just like me, you're a one-woman operation.
Exactly.
So, you feel like, well, if I'm not out networking, who is? Nobody's promoting my business.
Right.
But then there comes a point where you have to actually do the work and see your clients and do what needs to get done. So it's a balance, and it's not always, I think it's a process. Like, even a few years in, I think, I still learn, that I still could use more balance. Yeah.
Definitely.
So as far as Busy Mamas, were there a couple groups that you looked at before you joined that, or were you just lucky to stumble upon a group that was a perfect fit?
I was so incredibly lucky. I reached out. It was my very first networking group that I had joined, and it just was the perfect fit for me. So I really feel like that was the best for me, best fit.
And as far as the group, what makes it the perfect fit? And I guess this also sort of gets into what is your target demographic, who's your best client, why does that group work well for you?
So that group particularly works well for me because it's women-based and they do like to build each other up, which I find is the most inspirational. I think being in fashion, you're very artistic. It's so great to be around other women who really that inspire you and give you that motivation to keep going. So for me, that was the most successful part of that, was going and seeing other women being entrepreneurs, being artistic or business oriented, and getting those feelings from them. Because then you go home from a meeting, you're so inspired to do your next project, make that next phone call, and you feel confident.
Yeah, and one other thing that I've noticed is, I'm sure with all entrepreneurs, but I think particularly with women entrepreneurs, and especially because in that Busy Mamas group, so many people are balancing family responsibilities as well. People don't have time for fashion. They don't have time to shop. They have a big event coming up and they're panicked.
Exactly.
So, your services are ideal, I think, for that kind of group.
It's so, okay, so we were going to talk about the services. And that is a big one that I'm doing is this online help. So before a big event, clients will contact me and send me pictures of dresses that they already have in their closet.
Okay.
And then they'll ask me for recommendations, like, what do I do next with this dress? Or can I wear pants to this? And they'll explain the event. And so a lot of times will help them even just online with the clothes in their closet.
So it's kind of like, I have a big event coming up.
Yeah.
Here's 2 dresses I'm thinking of wearing.
Yes.
This is what the kind of event it is. which one do you think would be appropriate? How would I accessorize it? That kind of thing?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, so my big thing is what is in your closet. So I really believe that you don't have to spend a lot of money to look fantastic.
Sure.
So the biggest thing that I do for clients is I will go into their closet and I will weed through and help them get rid of the things that they don't need anymore, that are just taking up that useful space. Let's get rid of that stuff, and then let's focus on the stuff that looks great on you, is the good color, and that you'll actually wear.
Right.
And then I'll help them make those outfits from those clothes.
And you call that the closet edit,
yes,
right?
I do. And that is my most popular service as a fashion stylist. And I love it because I go into their home, I really get to know these women, and I build up their self-confidence, like, oh, you're doing such a great job with this outfit, or this color is so good on you, and you know, they feel good, and I've given them, you know, the best that I can give to them because it's so personal, and you know, they love that, and then I feel so inspired from them. We take pictures of the looks that I've created, and then they can go on for months with great outfits that they haven't had to go to the store to buy.
Right. No, that's important, because I mean, a lot of people just aren't in a position to go out and buy a whole new wardrobe.
No, exactly. And I really don't want that for them, because I think that it's too much money, and you come home with regret and remorse, and you end up returning, and or maybe you feel bad wearing it. Like, I understand all those things.
Right. So you know, when you go into people's closets and you offer these kinds of services, do you feel that sometimes it's tough? I mean, I know as women, you know, for example, a lot of us will buy something that we don't fit into, and it'll be almost aspirational.
Yes.
Well, I'm not really a size 8, but I want to be a size 8. So or
everyone
like that.
has that. That is by far something that everyone has, and I will never say get rid of that.
Okay.
Keep that in your closet. I have that. It's who knows, us women, but it does make us feel good, even if we're not going to get into it, just to have it there. Maybe one day I did, or we have a sentimental value on it. Like, I wore that on my honeymoon, and I felt like $1 million in it, and maybe even my daughter, or I could give it to a friend to wear. There's so many reasons why I say keep that piece, because I really think that there should be a connection to our clothes.
But I think the flip side of that is you really, I would think, want to have things in your closet that you feel good in right now. Not 20 pounds from now, or not for an event that you only go to once every 2 years, but like the stuff that you're going to use right now that looks awesome now.
Oh, definitely. And so that is one piece, really, that I'm saying 1 to 4 pieces. Keep that are special. Otherwise, let's get rid of that other stuff. You know, if you're not wearing it, it's taking up room. I don't want to see it in there. Let's get rid of it. Replace it with something that makes you feel better and fits you and is the right color. Yes.
So we talked a bit about the closet edit, and you mentioned some consultation services you can offer online. What else have we not covered as far as services you offer that you want to talk about?
So I also do photo shoot styling.
Okay.
So I'll help families style their outfits to coordinate.
Family pictures, that kind of thing?
Exactly.
Okay.
For you know, any kind of card. I also help brides style throughout the whole wedding experience, because it's not just walking down the aisle. It's their engagement photos and the bridal showers and that type of thing. And teenagers of the clients that I have, as well as the closet. What's another one that I do? The online help is really been successful because it's very personal, because people want that quick access, that quick answer, and so I am able to give that to them.
What's the turnaround on something like that? Like, if it's last minute, if I had an event tomorrow and I was panicked, is it the kind of thing where I could schedule you in the first 24 hours and say, I need help by tomorrow. I need to know which dress to wear.
Oh, definitely, because I understand how important that is. And really, you know, right now, I mean, I'm a growing business, so I will help you as fast as I can. I do think that I'm good at it. Maybe one day I'll be a little bit slower, maybe because my clients have picked up, but right now, I think I'm pretty quick on my turnaround.
Okay, great. Yeah, good to know.
I mean, most women reach out like a week ahead of time because they're starting to think about it. But honestly, if it's the night of the event, a little trickier. The night before, definitely.
Okay, good to know. So 2 things I want to ask you about, because I think they really play into people's style, is confidence. How much of a role does confidence play? And also tailoring.
Yes.
So let's talk a little about that.
Okay, those are both things that that I see a lot of. Let's start with the confidence. So just being a human being, I think that the smile is the most important thing. smiling.
Yeah.
And I really believe that it's something that's contagious, that you can give that confidence right away to someone just by smiling at them because they instantly feel good. So I really truly believe in what a smile can do, and also to how you stand and present yourself. Like, even if you're having a really bad day and you stand up straight and you put that smile on your face, all of a sudden you do something different to your look, and then it translates very quickly to the inside of you. And so I like to share that with my clients. You know, tell them, like, you know, if it's the same outfit that you wear every single day, put a smile on, you know, change your shoes and hair, put some lip gloss on, you will automatically stand and walk differently, and you will exude that confidence and sparkle that you see other people doing that maybe they think that they know a secret, and it's not a secret. This is something that everyone can do.
Yeah. And I think, you know, fashion can definitely help bring that out.
Oh, I do too.
Feeling good in your clothes.
And you don't have to be a fashionista or a fashion stylist to look sparkly and good. You can be your best self just by smiling, honestly. I really believe that.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, that whole idea of you kind of bring to you what you put forth in the world.
Yes.
So, you know, if you go through life kind of negative and
Exactly.
not smiling, you
Right.
know, I mean, people aren't going to be as friendly. You know, maybe you're not going to get as good customer service places you go. You're just not going to feel, people aren't going to feel you're as approachable, really.
Exactly.
So,
yeah, it translates to so many things. And I mean, I honestly, I really think the best gift that you can give yourself and someone else is a smile, because what it does for you on the inside is incredible, and what it does for someone else is also amazing.
So let's talk about tailoring, because I think, you know, there's obviously can be a huge ongoing cost. Like, I know for me, I'm 5 feet tall.
Exactly.
So unless I find something good that's petite, almost everything I buy needs major alterations.
Yes.
And it's definitely a cost that you have to factor in.
Yes.
But I think it makes a big difference.
It really does make a big difference.
How much do you push that with your clients? Like, sometimes people have things in their closet and they think, oh, it looks matronly or it doesn't fit right. And really, it just needs to be tailored appropriately.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I see that quite often when I go into closets. So what I recommend, and there's normally a small pile of items when I leave a closet edit that I've said, you know, you need to get these altered. But the first question I would ask is it high quality enough for you to spend the money to get it altered?
Right.
So if we're pulling out a piece that, you know, is a disposable piece, like very trendy, and, you know that it's going to be out of season, I'm not sure I would spend the money to get it altered. If it's a great pair of pants or a really nice blouse or a blazer, I would say, or a dress, get those things altered, because they're going to last for a long time in your closet. And also the women that are petite or really tall, or, you know, just have a proportion that you need to just nip a little bit, it's going to make a really big difference.
I think, you know, even something like jeans, like we all have our favorite pair of skinny jeans or whatever, you know, it can make a huge difference, the tailoring of a pair of jeans.
Yes,
you know?
even that little, like, I see a little nip in the back, you know, to cover, you know, us, or even just to get them hemmed at the bottom. Those things really make a big difference. They do.
It really makes a huge difference. I mean, I've noticed for me, you know, a lot of times if I have dresses that maybe are mid-calf and I make them just above the knee because of my short height, it makes a huge difference.
Yes, all of a sudden it's made you look slimmer and taller, because you've put the hemline in a place where it needs to be, above the knee.
Exactly.
So all of a sudden you're showing more, and it just is creating a much better look for you.
Yeah, and I think that's, you know, talking about building wardrobes with things you already have.
Yes.
You know, yes, it costs money to tailor, but it costs less money than buying a bunch of new clothes.
To replace it, exactly.
Yeah.
So those high quality pieces, and even the jeans or a blouse that you really love, it's a great color on you and you know it's going to last a while, I would recommend highly to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us about, you know, a little bit about your background. How did you get in fashion? Why do you love it? You know, tell us about that.
Oh my gosh, I think I was just born, you know, it's a part of it is you're born with it. It's definitely kind of an art. I grew up working at the Neighborhood League shop here in Wayne.
Oh, I love that place.
Yes, and I worked at the jewelry counter pulling out vintage jewelry for the customers, and immediately I fell in love with just design from
Yeah.
all ages, from all eras, and that's where my love of it started. I was like coined in high school the girl that never wore the same outfit twice, only because I would mix and match different outfits. So they truly weren't ever the same outfit. It wasn't like I had a huge closet, but I really enjoyed at that young age to try different things, add an accessory, roll something, add another layer. So that's really where the love of it started. I graduated with communications for both my undergrad and graduate. Not really, loving public relations, loving communications and event planning, having a place to wear great outfits.
Right.
And then I was a mom for the last 10 years. And I realized very quickly, even as a stay-at-home mom, so many women would come to me and be like, can you dress me? Can you come into my closet and help me? Can you, all the questions that as a stylist I still get, that I was like, oh, there's something here to this. And I think as a mom, you realize that your time is so incredibly valuable that you really need to do something that's special and important to take away from the time raising your children. So I really had to, I knew I wanted to do something after they got a little bit older, but it had to be special. And so when I opened my vintage store on Etsy online.
And you still have that, right?
I do still have that. That's still such a passion of mine. The vintage jewelry and clothing. And when I opened that, that's when it came to me. Merchandising, showing people how to mix and match and coordinate vintage with modern and different eras, and just to share that with people. And I realized that was my gift. And so from there, doing the Etsy store, I worked for Stitch Fix, and I was a stylist for them. And I sought after that job. They were only hiring in Pittsburgh. We had moved to Philadelphia. I was like, you are going to hire me, and this is why.
I love it.
And they did. And so it was great, and it really gave me that confidence to show that I can do this. And I worked for them for a while, and I decided that I just needed to branch out and do my own thing.
Right.
Yeah, and here we are.
And here you are.
Yeah.
I love that story about Stitch Fix, because I think a lot of times with people with their careers and their business, they wait for opportunities to come to them, and often opportunities don't come to you. You have to make your own luck.
Definitely.
And, if you don't ask, it doesn't happen.
Exactly.
So, the worst that happens is you're going to get a no, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
I know my dad was really important on teaching me that as a kid, and a good handshake. Those were the two.
Right. No, that's also very important.
Yes.
So today, you've brought a mannequin here with some fall accessories. Tell us about the pieces you brought.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. So I absolutely love a good hat. There's something just so great about adding that little extra something. So, and also it's really great sun protection. I really believe in this. Now, not everyone can pull off a hat, or at least they don't think that they can.
Right.
But there are hats for everyone. You just have to try them, and you just have to have that confidence to wear it. You will be surprised how many compliments you get. Wow, look at you in that hat. You look so cool. So I love a good hat. This one is a smaller brimmed, more of like a fedora. I always show clients just tilt it a little bit off to the side to give you a little something. So this is just a fun straw one that can go from summer into fall. I really like the felt ones for the winter. But this one's good for like summer and fall.
And, I think also, in addition to hats, fascinators are a really big trend that I think, especially if you love vintage.
Oh, definitely.
And around here on the main line, we have a lot of events that call for fascinators. There's a lot of, Radnor Hunt and Ladies Hat.
I've seen you in a few, Jennifer. You look fantastic in them.
But I think, there's a lot of people that feel like maybe I can't wear a hat, but they could wear a fascinator.
Yes.
And even to a formal event or a charity event, you don't think about doing something like that, but you certainly can.
And they also have them as clips, too. And they're great because, once you get your hair all done, and you just add that little something, it really looks great.
Oh, sure.
It makes you stand up a little bit taller, too.
Definitely. So, the hat.
The hat is fun. And then I actually brought a piece of vintage jewelry from my own collection. I've had this for a while.
Okay.
I just, there's something about, I always tell this to my clients, too. Don't ever get rid of your jewelry, because that is something that will eventually come back into fashion. You will be so surprised. My favorite earrings that I wear, I've had since I was in 8th grade.
Oh, wow.
And they are, I wore them in 8th grade. They took a nice long pause in my jewelry box, and now they're back again. They're fantastic. I just love this piece. I'm into gold and white. White jewelry is really fun because it goes with so many different outfit choices. So that's why I brought this piece. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Is this one necklace or is it a layer?
It's actually two.
Okay.
So
because I know there's the big layering trend. That's why I wanted to ask.
Exactly. So even back, in the 70s, 80s, this was also in existence. So it's kind of fun to see that, as one piece, here we are. It's all come back around again. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And then the crossbody bag. That is huge right now. So, scarves have been really in. They're still really in. It's tougher to wear a scarf when you've got your crossbody bag on. So today I just added the little scarf down here for a little bit of color. But the crossbody bag you're going to see everywhere. I love this one because it's the two-tone colors. Kate Spade is always a good classic.
Can't go wrong with Kate Spade.
Yeah, exactly. And it just, this kind of cool red or maroon really looks nice with your blacks and your browns. It's nice to have a purse that will work with so many of your outfits.
I like that you brought this color combination too, because I think, like you said, a lot of people, and it's fine, would wear this with a black, a brown, a taupe, a navy.
Yes.
And then they wouldn't think to put it with another bright color, which looks beautiful.
And it really does. I love mixing colors. That's something that I try to show my clients all the time. Like, here's a navy and orange. And they're like, wow, I would never think of that.
Right.
It's really fun because you have it in your closet. It's just, getting them together, getting them paired together.
So, I don't know if we can see your shoes on camera, but, I think this is a good example of the trend. You're wearing this beautiful dress that's, I guess in the greens, blues, grays, blacks. And
well, I had to coordinate with you, Jennifer. You always look fantastic.
You always do too, thank you. But I love that you wore, this beautiful orange heel that has such a nice pop of color. And a lot of people wouldn't put that together, but I love the look.
Yes, thank you.
And I think, it's not something people would immediately wear. I think it's much easier for us in the morning, especially if we're in a rush. Let me grab my black shoes or my beige shoes. Or,
exactly. And shoes is such a fun place to add your color. It's a little bit further away, but yet it has such a nice little statement to it. And I was going to bring another pair of shoes that were leopard because I do think that it's fun to add just a little bit of wild.
Oh, yeah.
As, something, it doesn't have to be up by your face or a full jacket, but just a little pop of shoe with the leopard or a belt is great. I love that.
I'm one of those people that feel a leopard is a neutral. So.
Yes, good. I love that.
I love a good leopard, To me, that never goes out of
No,
style.
exactly.
So I wanted to talk a little bit about your Facebook group, which I'm a member of, which is called Mainline Fashion Advice and Shopping Tips, and it's really expanding.
I'm sorry. It's such a baby of mine. I absolutely love that group. It really all started just because I wanted that chatter and that excitement about fashion to happen here.
Yeah.
So many times we get stuck in our yoga pants and our traditional jeans and t-shirt, and I really wanted people to have a place where that they could share what they see and also ask those questions that they, if they don't have a friend that they can text and say, what should I do? That they can go to this Facebook group page, no judgment and all great advice. And I've watched it grow over the last few months, and it excites me. Because
it's such a fun group.
It really is. People post selfies of dresses. I'm going to an event. Which shoes should I wear? Or I just got these shoes. What jeans should I wear? I really
like
love it.
posting a good sale. I like posting,
yes, thank you.
I found out about this good sale. Everybody else would want to know too.
Right,
so,
or like share a coupon code. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And hey, we're all looking for a good deal, aren't we?
Right. No, it's great. And I know it's really fun and interesting, but I bet it's been a really big help as far as visibility for your business and growing your client base. So tell me a little bit about that.
Definitely. I try really hard to be careful with that because I don't want people to feel that I'm promoting myself all the time on that
no, of course
on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
But for sure, it has been a great place for me to give that free advice, to show people how I can give you a good direction and make you think of something else perhaps that you hadn't thought of before. And then I love when a client, posts something fun about me. I'm definitely, thank you so much. Yeah. I just, I really want, whether it's from me or from another stylist or even a friend that considers herself a fashionista or a member of that group, to go on and really share their advice. But yeah, it's been great for my business too. It really has.
No, I love it.
Thanks.
And I think people out there would want to know, what are some of your favorite places to shop?
Oh my gosh.
So
so I love shopping locally. Deconstructive Living
Love
is one of my
Deconstructive Living.
favorite. Audra has been on the show. She's fantastic. I just fell in love the first time I walked in, just because it's got home and fashion, because I think that those two really do go hand in hand. I think that, you know, your home and what you wear really shows a lot about you. Or if you need help with both, then, you know, don't be afraid to say, you know, I don't know what color to put on my walls, and I don't know what color to wear either. And Audra's good like that.
She is.
And there's lots of favorite boutiques up and down the main line. I could sit here for an hour telling you my favorites, but I do have to give a shout out to a thrift shop. You know, any thrift shop and consignment shop. I mean, my car just directly goes into the parking lots of those places. I love to hunt for a good deal. I love, you know, digging through a bin. That's just in my soul.
And I love finding something that nobody else will have. So, you know, when you talk about your vintage shop and vintage jewelry, you know, sometimes you can just find a good deal, like a good Lily Pulitzer dress that somebody discarded.
Exactly.
You know, but other times you might find something that is like a cool vintage 70s dress that nobody else is going to have.
Oh, so, man, that's a total score right there.
Right. So I mean, I love shopping at consignment and vintage shops. Let's shift gears a little about when people have things and you go in and they want to get rid of them. I mean, of course, there's great places we can donate, but sometimes you have things that are of value and you want to get some money back for. What are your thoughts on some of these services, either going and consigning things in person, or sometimes, you know, they have the services where you can get a bag and send them in? What are your thoughts on stuff like that?
I have tried both of those. So going to a store and consigning is really great because you get to know the buyer. You also get to kind of get a feel for what they're selling at the store, so you do a better job knowing what's in your closet that you can pool and sell to that consignment store. I think that you actually probably earn more money doing that way, getting your car and driving to the consignment store. And if it doesn't sell, you can easily go and pick it up and bring it back home and try a different angle. Because a lot of people ask me, like, where should I sell my designer bags, my shoes, that type of thing, because they really don't want to just donate them.
Right.
And I get it, because, hey, that money will then go toward a new bag and a new pair of shoes.
Sure.
So, you know, I love those local consignment stores, and there are many up and down the main line.
There's so many.
That are fantastic. And, you know, you can really work with them, too. Ask them, you know, you normally take 40% or whatever the percentage is. I've got this really great bag. What do you think about taking 50%? Or, you know, me keeping 50% if you sell it. You can definitely ask them those questions. That's kind of an insider tip. But, you know, I do love those stores. Then on the flip side, you know, we're so online these days that the convenience of ThredUp is fantastic, where they actually send you a bag for free. You go through your closet and you fill it up with as much stuff as you can, and then you send it back to them. Now, you have the option of getting back what they don't keep for an extra $7.95, or you just say, you know what, donate the things that you aren't going to sell.
Okay.
And I recently did that. It took them a while to catalog everything that I had sent, about 40 days, which I thought was kind of a long time.
That is a long time.
Yeah. And then I made $30. So I felt like, you know, the convenience of it is fantastic.
Right.
But if I probably had taken those items to a store, I might have gotten more money. But actually what I do is I take my stuff to the store first, and whatever the store doesn't take, then I send to ThredUp.
Oh, that's a good way to do it. Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's the convenience, and then it's hard for a lot of us, and I'm one of those people, to actually get things out of your house. So if it gets it out of your house, you know, that's a bonus right there.
And then at the same time, you don't really want it to come back.
Right.
You're like,
you don't want it to come back.
I've made the commitment to get this out of my house.
Just get it out.
I don't need to see it again.
Yeah, no, I agree. So that's great.
Yeah.
So tell us, you know, I know we talked a little bit before the interview about, you know, you were just featured in Mainline today, which congratulations on that.
Thank you. That was such an honor.
And is it this month's issue? Is it August or is it July?
Yes,
okay,
it's August.
So check it out if you haven't seen this month's Mainline today. It's a great piece on you, and you're wearing a beautiful outfit from Deconstructive Living.
I am.
Yeah. And tell us what else you have coming up.
So really, I'm focused on my clients this fall. I have reached out to, you know, just, you know, anyone I can get my hands on. Hey, I'm here for you. Let's get your fall closet ready. I'm also working on putting together a workshop on jeans, because I think that the jeans are a tough one. So a lot of clients, and I've done some speaking at groups before, they've said to me that they want me to go to their favorite store, like Kohl's, and, you know, work with them in that particular, trying jeans on, you know, finding outfits for them, or them to bring the jeans they already own and just have a jeans day, because really all jeans are not the same.
Right.
You know, the price point is so different, fabric is so different, color, style. There's so much out there right now, and I feel that jeans is probably one of the hardest things as a style consultant that I come upon, because it's so personal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm really gearing up for my jeans for the fall.
For jeans for the fall. I love it. Yeah, it's the best season to do it, because then you got your boots and all of that. So we don't have time to get into all that, but that's a whole other conversation. So how can people reach you if they want to get in touch with you and learn more about your services or come to one of your workshops?
Sure. Yeah. So you can reach me at my website, smilelulabelle.com, or you can go on our Facebook group page, which is Mainline Fashion Advice and Shopping Tips.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you
this
so
has been
much.
Great.
It's been fantastic.
Please check out her website if you haven't yet. You know, fall's coming up, and if you need that help with your closet or your jeans or anything else, particularly big events. I love the last-minute big events. Be sure to check out Lula Belle Fashion. Thank you so much for being here today, and we'll see you next time.
Okay.